Hi friends, I'm Parvez and this is our 21st video in PyQt5 GUI Development. In this lesson we're going to learn that how you can create QSlider in PyQt5. So I've already opened my Qt designer and I'm going to just choose widget from here, and after that click on the create. Now in here we need to add a vertical layout or viewbox layout, and after this we need to add a QSlider. Or we don't need a vertical layout, we need a horizontal layout. So first I need to add a label in here, or we can just first let me just add a slider. So you can see there are two types of slider. We have horizontal slider and we have vertical slider. So we are going to use horizontal slider, so I'm going to add a horizontal slider in here, and also I'm going to add a label. So label. Okay, now let me choose my window and I want layout horizontally. Change the font size of the label and I want to choose 14 and bold. Also you can add a colors to the window, so right click on the window, change style sheet. We are going to target Q widget and we want to add a background color, and you can add from here. So for example this color, apply. Okay, now save this. So save desktop and we want to save it slider.ui. So after saving, you need to copy your UI file and you need to paste it in your working directory because we want to load our slider. So paste it like this, and you can see that this is our slider.ui file. And now you can see I've already created a new Python file. It's load_slider.py, and we have just a simple window class, and in here we can load our UI. So for loading we can use UIC module. We can just say from PyQt5 import UIC. We can say UIC.loadUI, and we need to give the name of the UI file and the parent is self. So now I need to run this. Okay, now you can see that this is our UI file. Now there's a signal in the slider that's value changed. Now when we change the slider, we want to change the text of this label. So for this, the first thing you need to find the widgets that you have in your UI file. So if you see, we have a label and we have a slider. Now we need to find these widgets, and if you see your UI file, we have an attribute of name for example for the label we have a name, and also for the slider also we have, and let me just find. So you can see that this is widget class QSlider and we have horizontal slider. Now we need to find these files, these widgets in our Python file. So in here we can say finding the widgets. So self.slider, and we are going to use find child. So you can use find child method for finding the widgets in your UI file. And now we need to import QSlider and QLabel. So first you need to write the type, it's QSlider, and after that you need to give the name of your slider. So it's horizontal slider. And also we can do the same for the label, self dot find child, and it is Q label, and the name is, so the name is, so widget class label, and the name is label. Okay, now after finding the widgets, now we are going to create a new method. So it is def changed slider. The first thing you need to get the value, or the value from the slider. So we can use value method. We can just say value, so dot slider dot value, and after that we need to set this value in the Q label. Set text, and so we need to convert this to string, typecast this. Okay, now let's connect this, self dot slider dot value changed, self dot change slider. Now we need to run this. So you can see now it's changing. Okay, now we want to learn that how you can create QSlider without Qt Designer. So for right now we have designed our UI using Qt Designer, but if you don't want Qt Designer, you can do it manually by coding. So I have already created a new Python file, and it's just my simple window, and if I run this, you can see I have a nice window. Now I want to add my slider and also label in this window. We need some imports: QSlider, QLabel, and QHBoxLayout. So first you need to create the object of HBoxLayout, QHBoxLayout, and after creating the object of HBoxLayout, we need to create our slider, self.slider, QSlider. As I have already said, that there are two types of slider. We have horizontal and we have vertical. Now you need to choose the orientation of the slider, self.slider.set orientation, and it is Qt dot, we want horizontal, so we need to import Qt from PyQt5 Qt core, import Qt. Qt.horizontal, and let's add this in the HBoxLayout dot add widget, self.slider, and self the main layout for the window, set layout to the HBoxLayout. So now you can see we have our slider in here. Now you can add some more features. For example, we can say self.slider.set thickness, tick interval, and also you can use tick position. So first we are going to use tick position. So for the tick position we can use QSlider.tick below. Now if you see, we have some ticks in the below of the slider. So you can see that these are the ticks in the below of the slider. And you can say self.slider.set tick interval to 10. Now you can see that we have 10 tick intervals in here. You can set the minimum and maximum value. So self.slider.set minimum and self.slider.set set maximum. So we have used debug. So this is the slider. Now also you can use the value changed signal. So for this, let me just create a label in here, self.label QLabel, and we want to set the font for the label, dot set font QFont. So this is the family of the font and the type of the size of the font, and you can add this in the hbox layout, hbox dot add widget self dot label, and let me just add a hello in here that we want to check this. So now you can see that this is our label in here. Now we are going to just copy this changed slider method from our previous part, and we want to paste it in here. So first we need to get the value from the slider, and after that we need to set that to the label. Now in here we can say self.slider.valueChanged.connect, and we want to add our change value in our change slider in here, self.changed slider. And now we can see it's changing. So thank you guys. If you have any question, please let me know, and if you want the source codes, you can just check video description or my website, geekscoders.com.